Yeah, absolutely correct. You see, especially in Delhi, and you leave out of the whole country, we can leave two parts. One is the mountain areas, and the second part is the coastal area where the winds and the temperatures take care of the pollution more or less on a regular basis. But the rest of India, I think the problems are more or less common. The first part is the absolutely zero planning, and the mind from the politicians and the bureaucrats and the town planners into the controlling and keeping environment and particularly clean air as part of their scheme of things. uh, I'm very familiar with what is happening in the Delhi NCR, and therefore let me just give you an example of how they are failing into this. You see, first, Delhi is like many other cities in the world, like Tokyo or Tehran. Let me just mention the two, and probably the New York and maybe London also. We are as spread out as these cities are. They also have a huge population of 2 crores plus. Three, they have as many vehicles or probably more that we have. Now, unfortunately, our planners and particularly the governments have failed very, very miserably in developing a very efficient public transport system. Uh, Giving the example of Delhi, last 10 years particularly, even when the government in Delhi had two directions from judiciary. The first one was from the Supreme Court of India, that there will be in 2000 year 2011 there will be 11,000 buses. Now, given the expense of the city plus the total transportation needs and the population arising out of the population, we need about 16, 17,000 buses to cope up with the public transport, especially for the not so well off, for the poor, and for the marginal people. That's one part. The second was that the air everywhere, I think, particularly in the Indo-Gangetic plain, has a it's a geographical and a meteorological issue, whereby on the north we have the mountains, on the south we have the Vindhyas. Now, and therefore the wind pattern, the wind doesn't clear out the whole thing, and therefore it goes up to the east and then back again, depending upon the kind of many meteorological factors. Now, to under these circumstances, tremendous amount of action has to be taken, and with a organization like CAQM, which was created under directions from the Supreme Court, disbanding the earlier Environment Protection and Control Pollution Control Agency Authority. Now, this, as we hear yesterday in the Supreme Court, in the same case of MC Mehta and case on the environment, uh, they have cast strictures on CAQM, that CAQM has failed miserably and needs to go back to the drawing board to design a strategy. Now, the second part, which I was saying, was the cleaning of the Yamuna. Now, this also is under judicial orders from the National Green Tribunal in an order from 2015. And with the Yamuna, the 24 kilometers of Yamuna between Wazirabad and Okhla being cleaned up by September 2017. Now, these are the two things. Let's say there were tremendous issues in terms of the power structure and things like that. But these two issues, where the judiciary was backing up the government, and the government, anytime they were stopped or interfered with their work, they could have very easily gone to the Supreme Court or to the National Green Tribunal and got their way. But they didn't do it. They played politics. They and I cannot imagine, having been a corporate senior manager myself at the top for almost about 20-25 years. I cannot see why the bureaucracy in Delhi or even in the center or whatever way I think it was to be done could not procure the buses on a regular basis to keep a very efficient public transport. Now that has led to the people to go choose, an inefficient system has resulted in a lot of us picking up. Somebody has bought a scooter, somebody has bought a motorcycle, somebody has got a car, somebody has got a, depending on resources, they have gone for a second-hand car, some have gone for petrol car, some have gone for diesel car, whichever way they could afford to do that. Now, and here again, the what could the bureaucracy do? What could the government do? What could the judiciary have forced these people to do was to, you know study a traffic pattern. Data is available from Google at a simple phone call away. It's just a phone call away, which will give you the complete density of traffic on any road at any point of time. And you can devise a very efficient, jam free, congestion free traffic pattern, and by using staggered working hours, a very very simple common sense thing. Now if they cannot do it, I am afraid the bureaucrats to be punished. My fellow, these MPs have to be seriously chastised. And I have regret with the Supreme Court of India as well, that they are not using their powers when I file an application with them under Article 32, asking for my right to life, my right to breathe, and right to clean air. That is what they're supposed to give me. And how do they give me? They have the powers. There are just 34 gentlemen and ladies who have these powers to dispense what I call complete justice as is written in the Constitution of India. They can pass direction under Article 142, and then these need to be enforced. They can get them enforced, or let some people find a very nice, lovely, beautiful cell in Tihar jail. So this is where they have failed. And now, if we have a good, efficient model in the Delhi NCR, I don't see a reason why it cannot be duplicated in any other city like Bhopal, Indore, Gwalior, or Aligarh, or Lucknow, or Varanasi, or Prayagraj, or Ludhiana, or anywhere else in the whole country which is landlocked, which area is landlocked. I mean, you have to have, three, four things that you need to do. And on top of it, we have the laws that ensure that the no factory, no industrial unit will run without a proper compliance with the environment laws. That's a law. Again, that is to be enforced by whom? By the bureaucracy, by the politicians, and by the judiciary. Similarly, there are building bylaws, construction and demolition bylaws. These are some of the best rules framed by the judiciary, by the legislature. But unfortunately, the governance is zero. So, to my mind, I think we need to hold these people absolutely responsible. They are the people who are killing us. And to my mind, I think this is equivalent to a genocide in Delhi. I have been speaking from every platform available to me for the last 12 years, and it has not taken us anywhere.